Hi, Year 3, Mr. Jones here. 21st today, the 1st, 2021. Just going to look at the answers from yesterday. Hope everyone's chirpy this morning. So let's just have a look at the answers. Okay, so lesson 2, measuring length. Really interested in those first 3 questions. So if you just like to tick those, pretend you're doing purple pen. If you've got any particular issues, send me all the work and I'll have a look through and give you some feedback. They are the answers if you'd like to go through those. Okay, so yesterday we were looking at measuring objects, looking at how to measure objects. Again, yeah, most people, what I've taught, were quite accurate with their measurements, starting at 0, being really accurate, drawing a line to get the exact figure. So we're quite good at measuring millimeters. Okay, with 2 ways to record those measurements. Record them in centimeters and millimeters, or with a decimal point. But we will be doing that in a later lesson. Okay. So let's have a look at our fluency first. So what I've got here is, being as it's all about dividing by 10 and 100 when we're looking at measurements, really important skill to have. I've put a couple of video YouTube links, so if you'd like to have a look at those, just click on the hyperlink and go on those, and they're only a couple of minutes each, so that doesn't take long. They're quite good fun. Okay, so if you have a look at those, that'd be great. Okay, so if we come back after fluency first, we're coming into real key points. Let's remember 1 meter is 100 centimeters. 1 centimeter equals 10 millimeters, and 1 meter therefore is 1,000 millimeters. Okay, today what we're going to explore, we're going to be looking at the equivalence between measurements given in centimeters and measurements given in meters and centimeters. Okay, so 203 centimeters also be described as 2 meters centimeters. We're doing those equivalents from centimeters into meters and centimeters. Okay, this is new learning's practice, and we're going to help some of the characters fit their windows in the questions. Okay, so let's have a look at where we're going first. Okay, so we're going to be looking at discover. This is unit 8, lesson 3. Discover, share, thinking together, and then we're going to attempt our questions in the practice book B, page 92. I have given everyone access to that book through Books Club and then Active Learning, but you can also, I will also be showing the questions at the end of this video if you'd like to take screenshots. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, just doing that out. Okay, so let's have a look at our discover question. Our first question is, we've got equivalent lengths in meters and centimeters. So we've got Toshi and Jen, the building. They've got a window, which is a rectangular shape. Yeah, they've got a height and a width. Right window, height and a width. The length is usually the longest length of a rectangle, but this time I think we're using heights and widths. Height, that would be the width of the window. Okay, so Toshi's measured the window and he's measured it to 2 meters 13 centimeters long. Jen's got some windows here of different measurements, and she needs to match that window to the measurement of 2 meters 13 centimeters. Okay, so I would be looking at part-part whole models for this type of question. So the part-part whole is here. So the part-part whole model is there. Okay, we know we can start with the parts here. One part is 2 meters, which is the equivalent to 200 centimeters. And the other part is 13 centimeters. Let me just, usually we start with a part with the hole here, and we partition it into two parts. But this time we're going to use the part-whole model slightly differently. Okay, so let me just go into this. Okay, so we had the initial measurement of 2 meters. Just move my head. And 13 centimeters. Okay, now 2 meters is equivalent to what? It's equivalent to 200 centimeters. If you remember, 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. Therefore, 2 meters equals 200 centimeters. Okay, we're happy with that. Therefore, if I combine these 200 and my 13, I end up with 213 centimeters. Will you remember your place value here? So you've got your 200 and you add in 13. So make sure that you line your units and your tens up. Really important. 3 plus 0, 10 plus 0. We end up with 213. Remember our units. We're talking about centimeters here. So with this equivalence, we converted a measurement that was 2 meters and 13 centimeters into 213 centimeters. Quite straightforward, I hope. Okay, let's leave that and go back to our slides. Okay, so we're quite happy with that. Quite reasonably with that. Now we'd say Toshi says the window needs to be 121 centimeters high. So this is the height here. The height's there. So what is this in centimeters? Okay, everybody, what is 1 meter equivalent to in centimeters? It's equivalent to 100 centimeters. Okay. What are we adding that to? We're adding that to the 21 centimeters that remains. So we end up very straightforward with 121 centimeters. Okay, so here, one part's the 1 meter, the other part is the 21 centimeters. 1 meter is equivalent to 100 centimeters. Then when we put them together, we end up with my 121 centimeters. Equivalent means same as, okay? So equivalent, equals, or same as. Okay, so it's the same measurements, the same distance is the same length, okay? Different way of writing it down. Let's go on to the next slide. Okay, let's just rub this out. I've just done this earlier. Instead of just practicing. Okay. So again, I think everyone can have a go at these. So here, what are the missing measurements in these sentences? We've got a width and a height again. The window is, we're talking about wide. So which, we're looking at height or width when we talk about wide. Right, we're looking at width. Okay, so the window is 314. So so if I break that down, that 314 into a 300 and a 14, just like that. What's 300 centimeters in meters? It's 3. So therefore, my answer is 3. And my centimeter width, I've got to put that in as well. So instead of 314 centimeters, what I've actually put, how I've described the width of the window or how wide it is 3 meters and 14 centimeters. Thumbs up? Yep. Fantastic. Okay, now we're looking at the height. So the height is 1 meter and 7 centimeters. Height is 1 1 metre, 7 centimetres. Okay, again, we've converted the 1 metre into 100 centimetres. We've still got the 7 centimetres left over, so we need to put 100. Say it to yourself, what's 107? It's 107. 107 centimetres. We'd put 107 now. There's not much room, and I'm not very good at this. Okay, so quite nice and straightforward. Work out these missing measurements. Okay, so everyone can have a go at that. A couple of minutes to do that. And then we're going to help them. So, A, we're going to match each crocodile to the egg that shows its length. Match each crocodile to the egg that showed its length. So here, we've got 4 metres equivalent to is 400. 400 centimetres. Say to yourself, 404. Which is 404? It's this one. 4 metres again is 400 centimetres. Say it to yourself, 444. So this one would be here. 4 metres again is 400 centimetres. 1 metre is 100 centimetres. Therefore, 4 metres is 400 metres. Say it to yourself, 440. 4 metres. 1 metre is 100 centimetres. Therefore, 4 metres, 400 centimetres. The equivalent to 4 metres is 400 centimetres. The equivalent to 4 metres, 4 centimetres is 404 centimetres. The equivalent to 4 metres, 44 centimetres is 444 centimetres. And the equivalent to 4 metres and 40, 4 metres and 40 centimetres is 440 centimetres. And 4 metres is exactly the same as 400 centimetres. Okay, so they're the equivalents. Hopefully, this shouldn't be too difficult. Hopefully, that's fingers crossed. Let's have a look at our questions. Okay, so we can find this in practice book B, page 93. Okay, so Aki jumped 145 centimetres. You've got to put that in metres and centimetres. So again, it's just doing equivalent lengths, metres and centimetres. And that goes for the page as well. Okay, so good luck with that year 3. Hopefully, I'll be seeing loads and loads of photos of your work sent on portfolio. Can't wait to see that. Everyone needs to be sending their work in, because then I know that you're doing it at home. The best way I know is if you send that information on Classroom Dojo. Okay, so have a wonderful day today, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.